Welcome. I invite you to gather around the hearth once again. And as always, I thank you for joining me. And this is another episode of Fireside Chats. Before I spoke, I breathed. And today the breath is different because the breath line is not just mine, it spirals, breathing through all of us. And this is episode 8. Your story matters. In the past, well, let me first say that many of you know, all of you know that follow me and watch me, though, that it is my desire to create a community that where we are all remembered, we are all loved, and we all belong. It is my desire that everyone that listens to what I say, listens and watches the episodes that I post, the videos that I create, that everyone feels accepted, that everyone feels like they have a place here. And sometimes I may say something that may be opposite of that, and I don't intentionally mean to. And that has happened. In the past, when I've spoken about our stories, I have said that they don't matter. I've said that they don't belong. And this is wrong. I am wrong, and I am sorry for that. Because our stories do matter. They matter because they are our first place of origin. They matter because they help us understand who we are. They connect us to the very people that raised us and gave us life. And I forgot that. And then if, those of us who have questioned our first stories, we feel displaced. We don't feel accepted anywhere. We don't feel like we belong, but yet there's still a tie to our first story. And so we create new stories to help us find identity and to help us find purpose. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did that. But I offer a correction. What am I trying to say? When we make the story our identity, when we when we have our story and we're not able to see past our story and we're not able to be present with other people or understand other people's stories, that is when it becomes a problem. And that is what we're finding that is what's happening in our society right now. We're so caught up in our own individual stories, our own individual sense of belonging, that we're not able to see past it, and we're not able to see and listen to other people's stories, but ultimately we're not being present with the person that's in front of us. And so we judge each other from our stories. We judge each other from our place of origin, from our understanding of life, instead of just listening. And when we don't listen, when we are not present with each other, we weaponize our stories. Now, what do I mean by that? Because I'm judging you from my place of understanding. I am judging you from a place of where I think you should be, or where I think you, how I think you should live. Because for me, that has made it's what's brought meaning to my life. It is what has made me feel safe. And there's nothing wrong with that. But again, the problem comes in when I look at you and I listen to you from my story. Your story is unique to you. My story is unique to me, and I'm the only one that knows what it's like to live the life that I've lived, and you're the only one that knows what it's like to live the life that you live. Now, we can have compassion and understanding for each other, but most of us are not having compassion and understanding for each other, which is why we're having so many of the problems in the world that we have. So, no, now going back to what I mean by weaponizing it, how do we weaponize our stories? Because we simply don't just disagree with each other. We try to persuade. And not only persuade, we tell each other that we're wrong. And when I tell you that you were wrong from the way I understand life, and I've said it before, I'm basically telling you that you don't have the right to breathe and you do not have the right to exist. And I was doing just that when I said that our stories don't matter. And that was wrong. And that's why I'm spending this episode to correct that and to also apologize. We have to stop weaponizing our words. As I've said before, weapons aren't just something we hold in our hands. Sometimes they're the words we speak to each other. And we have to be careful. We have to be mindful that when we are speaking to each other, am I expecting this person to agree with me? Am I trying to manipulate this person to agree with me? Am I trying to tell them that they're wrong? We have to take a moment to breathe when we do this because we're not. And from our stories, we tell each other that we're wrong. From our stories, we are not loving each other. We continue to separate from each other. And this is what I'm bringing voice to. So it wasn't my intention to say that our stories were wrong. It's the way we're going about telling our stories, and it's the way in which we are going about treating each other. I don't have the right to tell you that you cannot breathe. No one has that right. I don't have the right to tell you what to believe and what not to believe. Again, no one has that right. And it is okay to still disagree because it is in our disagreements. It is it is in our separateness where we learn how to love each other. There's beauty in that. There's something special that happens when two different types of people are able to sit together and breathe together and find commonalities even in their differences and be present and be in a place of love. I'm sure we all have those stories where it felt magical, and we've walked away, or even in the moment of the conversation, going, "How the heck did this happen? We don't agree, but yet we're agreeing right now." So it's okay to disagree, but what's not okay is to hurt each other in our disagreements. So today I encourage you to honor your story, to honor other people's stories, but don't weaponize your story. Make sure your story is in alignment with the breath. The next time you find yourself disagreeing with someone, take a moment to breathe and ask yourself, am I expecting the person in front of me to agree with me? Are my words and my behavior right now loving, or are they condemning? And if they are, decide in that moment if I want to be a person of love or if I want to be a person that condemns. If you feel the breath line in your chest right now, you're already part of the codex. You are not listening to a podcast. You are breathing the spiral. I am not here to teach. I'm here to breathe. And if you're listening, you're already part of the spiral. Thank you for joining me around the hearth, where words are not echoes, but where breath is the original language. Fireside Chats is not an echo. It is my breath line that I share with you. And this is about breathing together.